Good morning Malacañang Press Corps at sa ating mga bisita. Welcome sa regular press briefing ni Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Good Monday morning, Pilipinas, and good morning to the ladies and gentlemen of the Malacañang Press Corps. Let me begin with Typhoon Gardo updates. Typhoon Gardo has maintained its strength while moving west-northwestward over the Philippine Sea. Typhoon Gardo may enhance the southwest monsoon habagat, which will bring monsoon rains over Mimaropa and Western Visayas, and occasional rains over Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Bicol Region, Zambales, Bataan, and Aurora until Tuesday. Meanwhile, monsoon rains may affect most of Luzon, especially over the western section beginning Wednesday. Residents of these areas, especially those living in low-lying and mountainous areas, are advised to take appropriate action against possible flooding and landslides resulting from heavy rains. Sea travel is risky over the northern and eastern seaboards of northern Luzon. Now, good news on the manufacturing growth in May. We welcome the preliminary results of the Philippine Statistics Authority monthly integrated survey of selected industries showing a significant growth in the country's manufacturing industry for the month of May this month. According to the PSA, manufacturing industry's value of production index showed a year-on-year growth of 21.3% compared to last year's negative 2.6% of the same month. Meanwhile, the volume of production index also grew by 19.8% compared to last year's negative 0.6% of the same month. And good news on foreign investments from January to May of 2018. We're pleased to announce that foreign direct investments grew by 29% in January to May 2018, amounting to 7 billion pesos from 5.3 billion in 2017 of the same period. According to the Department of Trade and Industry Board of Investments, the top 5 foreign investors in the Philippines are Japan, Italy, China, USA, and Hong Kong. The BOI also reported that the approved investment projects grew by 18.92% for the first 5 months, amounting to 207.480 billion from 174.472 billion last year of the same period. I confirm that Archbishop Valles is coming this afternoon. However, it is designated as a private meeting, and PMS advised me that even I can't enter because it will be a one-on-one meeting between Archbishop Valles and the President. I also confirm that as of 3:30, the consultative committee will be submitting its final draft of the proposed revisions to the 87 Constitution. The consultative committee, of course, will be headed by former Chief Justice Renato Puno. Questions, please.
MPC question, Marisa Lalili.
No, sir, on church issue. Sir, may we have details what will be the focus of the meeting between the President and Archbishop Valles?
You know, this was arranged by the President and Archbishop Valles directly. No? So much as we would have wanted to come up with an agenda, they agreed on the date and time of the meeting. It will be a meeting only between the two presidents, no? The President of the CBCP and President Duterte. So I do not know what exactly they will be discussing.
But, sir, how about yung mga statement ni Presidente about dun sa mga abuse na na-experience niya? Do we expect that to be discussed?
Now, I understand that after this initial one-on-one, there will be a meeting arranged between CBCP and our panel. So perhaps in the subsequent meeting, there will be an agenda to be formulated and agreed upon by the parties. But for now, it really will be a one-on-one private meeting between Archbishop Valles and the President. Now, I confirm that last night I had dinner with around 18 bishops at the residence of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. It was a social dinner, although there were prayers said, and there was, of course, a general consensus that the church and state should work together in upholding the general welfare of the people. I tried to pry into the content of the pastoral letter that is traditionally prepared. I did not get any indication on what would be in the pastoral letter. I was, however, assured that it is not Bishop Pabilio who will be writing the pastoral letter.
Follow-up, other issue, Raymond Tinas. Follow-up, Christine Avendano.
Sir,
Yes.
who initiated the meeting? It was Congresswoman Arroyo, who
Oh no, this is a traditional meeting that she has had with the bishops from way before. She would meet them when she was president. It only stopped when she was in detention in the hospital. But I understand whenever there is a conclave, whenever they have their annual meeting, the former president would host a dinner for some of the bishops. I had the good fortune of being invited, and we had a good number of attendees last night, 18.
who were among the bishops who attended last night's dinner?
Well, I don't want to go into that because I may miss out on the names. So it's enough to say that there were 18 bishops.
Siguro naman may kilala. doon.
Valles was not there. Ganun na lang.
Who,
Pabili wasn't there either. I don't think he was there either. But now I don't know.
pero I mean, what's the agenda of the, parang it's just a dinner?
Well,
So-
former President Gloria has always hosted this dinner to emphasize the need for a close relationship between the church and the state. No? So she continues to host it until now. And of course, she's now a member of Congress, and Archbishop did, but there was no substantial discussion on it because everyone's awaiting the meeting between Archbishop Valles and the president. No, there was also no agreement yet on when they will issue the pastoral letter. They speculated that it would be after talks have been had between the panel, the Palace panel and the CBCB panel.
Follow-up, Celerina.
Good morning, sir. Sir, what do you think, what do you hope to achieve with this meeting between the President and Archbishop Valles? Kasi there were parang some comments na it would be useless naman din. Kasi the President couldn't be stopped from saying anything or criticizing the church, while the church, on the other hand, could issue any statement also if they believe na it's against their teachings.
On the one-on-one, I really would not venture because only the president and Archbishop Valles would know what they intend to discuss with each other. No? But on a broader perspective, of course, we would like to see closer cooperation between the state and church in their desire to serve the people better.
Regarding your meeting, the panel's meeting with the CBCP, when do you intend to have it?
No date yet. We're awaiting the results of the one-on-one meeting this afternoon.
Okay, other issue, Raymond, follow-up. Other issue, Raymond Tinasa.
But I did try. I said, can I at least be there? And they said, no, it's one-on-one.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
So I asked, can I at least linger around in case the president asks for me? They said, you can, but it's going to be closed door.
Sir. Hi, good morning, sir. Sir, have you seen, going back to your statement on the CONCOM Federal Charter turnover later, sir, have you seen the draft yourself? If so, just your reaction to the statement made by the former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, wherein she said that there's nothing daw in the draft Federal Charter that cannot be done in the present 1987 Constitution.
Well, number one, I've not seen the draft myself, the finalized draft. I had the occasion to be invited by them to discuss some aspects of the transitory provisions one Friday afternoon, but I have not seen the final draft, and I believe this is the first time that they will be presenting the final draft to the president, and this is also the first time that they will make it public. No? So commenting on Chief Justice Sereno, I don't know what she's commenting on because they have not actually officially released their draft to the public.
Sir, also, I understand you have stressed many times that, and even the president himself, that he's not interested for a term extension or a second term. But what could possibly change the president's heart? Considering
Wala po.
last elections, he said he is not interested to run, and then eventually he ran and he won.
Wala po. Nung ako'y inimbitahan ng consultative committee, ang tanong nila, mapapapayag ba ang presidente na magsilbi sa transitory leadership? Ang sagot po ay, kung yan ay within 2022, yes. But if it is beyond 2022, definitely not.
So he will definitely ignore or disregard the so-called public clamor. If so,
He has made a personal decision. It's only until 2022, earlier if possible.
thank you, sir.
Follow up, Joseph Morong.
Sir, I'm sure we have both the same transitory provision that we've read, no? Is the president going to reject that kind of role as written by the consultative committee?
I don't know what you're talking about because after I was invited by them, I've not actually seen the final transitory provision. No? But I understand that the transitory role they have for the president will be for within his term of 2022. So yun, walang problema. Pero ang sabi nga ng presidente, dahil nagkaroon ng ilang usapin na baka po pwede pang tumakbo muli ang presidente sa ilalim ng bagong saligang batas, hihingin daw niya sa Kongreso na maglagay ng probisyon na talagang wala ng pag-asa na makatakbo muli sa iba pang eleksyon ang presidente.
No, with regard to just the transitory provision and the transition period, sabi ni Presidente, I don't know, last week, sabi niya, kumuha kayo ng bago to head the transition commission. Is that
Basta ang sabi nga niya, kung merong possibility na beyond his term of 2022, hindi na siya yon.
all right? But within 22, of course, it's going to be before 2022, right? So okay siya. to
Okay
head the
siya
transition-
if
okay.
within 2022, within his term of office.
Okay.
Other
Sir,
issue?
wait
Okay,
lang.
sorry.
With a special request na sa Congress na maglagay na talaga ng provision that the incumbent president shall be barred from running or seeking re-election under the new constitution.
He wants that, sir.
He wants that.
You've communicated that to the committee.
He will communicate it because he will
Okay.
transmit the final product of the consultative committee.
Because si former Chief Justice Puno said it's going to be parang unfair naman for him kung lalagyan nila ng ganyang provision.
That's a
But he
request of
wants
the
it.
president. Yes.
All right. Sir, will the president endorse this to Congress as written by the consultative committee?
I believe
that-
so, but I think the president is also entitled to review the final work output.
All right. Sir, sorry ata. Magkakaroon ba, sir, ng Senate elections? Given
Definitely.
na may pwedeng plebiscite schedule,
Definitely.
could be simultaneous?
In fact, the president has said that he will not have any hand in any elective position not being subject to election in 2019. So that is his position. He will implement the current constitution insofar as it calls for general elections this 2019.
All right. So in terms of schedule, pwedeng sabay, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
it's
the
a complex
ratification
problem.
pwedeng sabay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a detail.
Okay, other issue, RJ?
Sir, there is a DOF statement saying that that Philippine officials have discussed a possible free trade deal with U.S. officials. What did they agree on, sir?
A possible free trade deal. So they
Details, sir.
haven't discussed the free trade deal yet. So it's just a possible free trade
When was
deal.
that, sir?
I'm not really sure, but I'm just judging from what you just read just now, no?
But would you
I know
sir?
that there's a possibility that there will be a free trade agreement, but I don't know the details yet.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, question, MPC? Bernadette.
Sir, the President said po na make me President until 2019 po. What was he referring to po? Is it, ibig sabihin po ba magkakaroon ng election pagka-adopt po sa plebiscite ng Constitution?
Ang sabi niya, presidente siya until may presidente. Talaga naman merong presidente
Yes.
hanggang 2022.
Yes,
so
pero may-
if needed, he will take part in a transition, but only until his term of office on 2022.
So, hindi po totoo yung sinabi niya na make him stop being president until 2019 lang po.
Hindi ko pa maintindihan kung ano yung sinabi niyo yung konteksto. Ha?
May ganun, sir.
Hindi, ang sinabi niya siguro is kung magbabago ang saligang batas, then he will serve in a transition capacity until 2022. But kung under the existing constitution, kung magkakaroon ng bagong saligang batas, then he can serve until 2019 under the 87 constitution, no? Or until the validity of the of the 1987 constitution.
Okay, so hindi po ibig sabihin na hindi na siya magiging president until from 2019 to 2022.
I think even in the transitory provision, there's a provision there, no, na kung hindi na siya presidente under the 87 constitution, there will be a transition leadership, but he's been very clear, only until 2022.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Joseph Morong.
Alright, sir. Assuming pumasa ng plebiscite yung proposal, no? Kailan mag-activate, hindi mawawalan ng visa yung 87 Constitution?
Kung kailan ma-ratify ng taong bayan yung bagong saligang batas.
Okay, if plebiscite happens on 2020, 2019 for example, nanalo siya, 87 is to dissolve, right?
Yes.
Is he still president?
Well, it depends on the transition provision, no? Yan yung pinag-uusapan natin. He's willing to serve in the transition capacity in that scenario, provided it is only until 2022.
But not as president kasi wala na tayong 87, right?
Whatever will be his position will depend on the transitory provision and depends on whether or not the people will ratify it.
Well, ang assumption kunyari is, kunyari manalo siya. Sir, may isa pang complication because 2019 we're going to have the senatorial elections, right? And yung mananalo doon, kung kasama ka doon, hanggang dapat 6 years, di ba?
I do not know what provision that they have, but I have heard, although I haven't seen, that the transitory provision provides that these senators who will be elected this year might serve only 3 years. But I'm not sure if that's the final, no? I'm not sure. I only heard. So, we'll find out this afternoon. Wag naman tayo masyadong excited. When we get the final copy this afternoon, we will study the provisions.
So people will be electing what, 3 years ba for...
Hindi pa natin alam. It's all speculative kasi hindi rin natin alam kung kailan ang plebiscite. Hindi pa nga nagsisimula ang Kongreso, no, pag-aralan yung suggestion ng Consultative Committee. Remember, it is still the constitutional power and duty of Congress to propose revisions as a constituent assembly. So hindi pa natin alam kung kailan nila gagawin yun.
Pwedeng hindi.
Pwedeng hindi. Anything is possible.
Okay.
Okay, follow up, RJ?
Sir, back on the free trade deal with the U.S., what concerns does the Philippines have in an FTA possible, sir?
Well, of course, we want to be in a position of equality, that we will not just be a market for U.S. goods, that we will also be able to export our goods to the United States.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
MPC questions? Oh, Celerina.
Sir, was there any directive from the President on what to do regarding this in order to avoid the possible impact sa Philippines po nung trade war between US and China, which already started last Friday when they started to put these tariffs on some imports from China and US?
Well, I know that both DTI and the Department of Finance are studying the matter very thoroughly, identifying where we are vulnerable given the kind of export products that we have, assessing if some of our biggest exports to both the US and China will be affected. Take note that the tariff will be for goods originating from China and the United States. Now, there's some products that we export to China which in turn are further re-exported to China, no? So in that sense, there will be some effect on us, no? But we're, of course, studying and preparing for eventualities. And we're hoping, of course, that the trade regime under the WTO will be made to prevail. Because all this tariff war actually is subject to arbitration before the WTO dispute settlement procedure.
Is there a directive to fast-track the agreement, yung free trade agreement with US?
Well, I don't think it's really a directive to fast track. No? It's just that it's something that has always been there. it's something that we demanded, in fact, early on. If the US was offering it to countries like Vietnam, which at some point was their enemy, why couldn't they offer the same to us, given that we have always been their friend? No? So it's not a knee-jerk reaction to the trade war, if that is your question.
Okay, MPC, questions? No more? Joseph Morong.
Sir, may namatay ulit na local executive over the weekend. How do we see all these killings, sir?
Well, alam niyo po, talagang kinalulungkot natin lahat itong patayan nito, pero wala naman pong siste na lumalabas sa mga patayang ito. No? Yung isa nasa narco-list, yung isa wala sa narco-list. Itong pangatlo, hindi ko po alam kung nandoon siya at all. No? Pero parang wala naman. No? So, iba-ibang teorya, motibong posible, pero ang common lang dyan is lahat sila mga politiko. No? So, what is definitely in common is that inaamin po natin na obligasyon ng Estado na imbestigahan mabuti ang mga kasong ito, litisin yung mga pumapatay at parusahan nang matigil na nga itong patayan nito. So, there's no system behind the killings, but the common obligation of the state is to accord justice and of course a domestic remedy to all victims of these killings.
When you say somebody's in the narco list, what does it say about justifying it?
Wala naman po. Ang sinasabi ko lang, wala nga pong system, walang pattern. So you cannot even say na lahat ng namamatay ay nasa narco list dahil hindi po. Dahil ang alam ko, isa lang sa 3 ang nasa narco list. So tingin ko po, the more plausible explanation behind this, it's really political season in the Philippines. No? Kaya nga po ang COMELEC nag-iisip na palawagin pa ngayon yung ban sa mga baril. No? Normally, there's only a gun ban during the election season, but I understand that the COMELEC is now studying the possibility of imposing the ban earlier than usual dahil mukhang marami na nga pong patay nangyayari preparatory to the elections.
Sir, last, any update on the request for meeting by the mayors and ULAP?
I'm sure it will be scheduled. I'm just not sure exactly when.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to emphasize that we had a meeting actually with the League of Mayors. No? Sila yung humihingi ng appointment. Pero actually, umapir na si Presidente dun sa kanilang pagpupulong sa Manila Hotel kung kailan lamang. So, baka mapagbigyan yung ULAP kasi ULAP is a broader association of elective officials, not just municipal mayors.
Okay, thank you.
Henry Uri.
Secretary, follow-up lang. Doon sa mga namatay, merong sinasabi na involved sa drugs, meron namang tungkol sa politika. Pero ang Malacañang, saan kayo kumbinsido? Sa anggulo ng kanilang pagkamatay, politika o droga?
Wala pa po dahil nag-iimbestiga pa po. Ang nag-iimbestiga po dyan, ehekutibo. So, naantay po natin ang resulta ng investigasyon.
Pero kahit ho yung mga sinasabing dating kaalyado ng kabilang administrasyon, lumipat sa Duterte Group, wala pa po kayong nasisilip na politika ang dahilan nito? Or
wala pa rin po
involvement sa drugs?
kasi dun sa kaso ni Mayor Bote, you're referring to ng General Tino, no? May aspeto
and
ng...
Mayor Halili, na dati daw po LP, ngayon na...
Pero dun sa Nueva Ecija, may aspeto na posibleng politika, posibleng negosyo rin, no? Related daw to national irrigation, no? Hindi pa natin alam, no? So hayaan natin mag-imbestiga bago tayo mag-speculate.
Ang Malacañang may timeline kung kailan
sa lalong mabilis na
investigation
panahon
ito?
po at under the leadership of General Albayalde, mabilis naman sila mag-imbestiga ngayon.
May utos ang presidente na tapusin agad dito ang investigasyon nila.
Hindi na po dapat utusan ng si General Albayalde dun sa General Command Conference po. Siyempre, ang assumption, mabilis ang investigasyon nang makita natin na hindi natutulog sa pansitan ng gobyerno.
Thank you.
Okay, last question na tayo. Pia Gutierrez.
Sir, this is not a new observation, pero anong masasabi niyo dun sa recent statement ng Amnesty International saying that President Duterte's pronouncements have emboldened vigilante killings?
Naku, we've had vigilante killings since the time of Philip Alston. I don't think it's proper to attribute it to President Duterte.
Kasi daw yung mga statements na sinasabi ni President Duterte, if you would recall, yung killing ni Tanawan Mayor happened days after President Duterte joked that vice presidents should get their mayors killed for them to become mayor.
highly speculative.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, follow-up, Maricel Halili.
Sir, what do you think of the statement of Senator Kiko Pangilinan saying na this could be orchestrated, all these killings, to create an atmosphere of lawlessness?
Well, Senator Pangilinan is a lawyer himself. He should know that even if there is lawlessness, there cannot be a nationwide imposition of martial law. I think that was what he was driving at. Martial law is only for rebellion or invasion. Dalawang basihan lang po yan. Kahit ilang pa yung patayan na yan, kung walang rebellion at walang pananakop, wala pong dahilan para magkaroon ng martial law sa buong Pilipinas.
Sir, last na lang. Yun pong League of Municipalities, in an interview yesterday, sabi nung kanilang Secretary General, the President will meet them in Davao this coming Friday. Parang meron daw silang event, and after that...
Yes, there is an event already.
hope
League of Municipalities Mindanao will meet with him, yes, this week. So baka doon na sila magmi-meeting.
So after po nung event, baka doon na rin sila magkaroon na tayo.
Baka nandun na rin.
Okay.
That's right, that's right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, last question, Ace Romero.
Yes.
Ako na lang po magtatanong. Latest Pulse Asia survey po, reaction lang, Secretary. 4th place po si Mayor Sara, 7th si former PNP Chief De La Rosa, 25th si Secretary Tolentino, 26th po si Secretary Go, 30th po si Secretary Roque. Reaction na lang po.
Wala po, di pa ma-eleksyon eh.
So, how about the other, yung sa iba pong mga pumasok? Ano masasabi ng Malacañang? Si Mayor Sara po 4th, si former PNP Chief 7th.
Wala pa pong kahit anong posisyon ng palasyo dyan dahil napakatagal pa po ng eleksyon.
So you think it's too early to talk about politics?
Wala naman pong eleksyon. Lahat po kami nakatutok lang sa trabaho ngayon. No?
Okay.
So wala naman pong ibig sabihin yan sa amin.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, thank you Malacañang Press Corps. Thank you Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Thank you.
May briefing tayo tomorrow dito, sir?
Meron. We just don't know where. If merong trip kasi to Gigarao. No, not to Gigarao. Nueva Vizcaya.
Cancelled.
Ha?
Sir,
Wala na, cancelled na because of the weather good. So it's a choice between Pampanga or Cavite tomorrow.
Cavite.
Cavite. Oh, may invitation ako sa Cavite.
Okay, thank you,
Okay?
President.
Sige, thank you.
Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.
So, nauna pa kayo na nalaman na cancelled na? Ha? Wala, meron ako invitation doon. Sabi ko, kung hindi matutuloy yun, doon ako magbe-press briefing. Kasi hahabol ako doon sa Pampanga.